can't predict my moves. I'll make you irrelevant. I don't stop till I'm at the top settling. I live here like a local resident, and you know I ain't selling it. I won't stop, I'm here to get what I want. I'm not lost, I'm here to make it to the top. I'll take a shot, I'll overpower any boss. Cause I am not someone that you were born to cross. I won't stop, I'm here to get what I want.
Hello and welcome to another edition of the Marko Yamashita Show. I am your host, Marko Yamashita, your trusted VTuber friend on YouTube. Please excuse me if I talk this a little funny. I had to have a procedure done on my tongue this morning. And I totally did not expect that I needed to get done, but I had to get it done. So, instead of canceling tonight, I figured tonight would be probably an easy night anyway. So I figured, well, might as well just go ahead and keep streaming, to the streaming schedule, because I saw this game on Steam yesterday, and apparently it came out here recently, so I wanted to give it a shot because I grew up watching, I had to sneak around watching scary movies when I was a kid because my parents absolutely forbade me from being able to watch movies like Puppet Master and Friday the 13th and Halloween and those types of movies. So when I saw this pop up on Steam, I was like, I knew I just had to try it because it's still part of my childhood, So, I haven't seen all the Puppet Master movies. They definitely varied in quality. I don't think anyone is going to deny that fact, that it was very much a up and down franchise, which, honestly, most horror movies are up and down, So let's go into the offline mode here. And I just want to try. I have no idea what any of these things are. So executing a human in the escape zone and manhunt. Okay. I have absolutely no idea what any of this is. So we're just gonna try things out and see how they work. Stealth incoming to drop in on his prey. Okay. And I'm actually pretty surprised that they, it's billed as explorer mapping complete objectives. Okay. It's billed as a PvE type movie or type game about the movies, but for them to have an online mode or offline mode rather is pretty cool. So okay, so that's that. Okay, that's that. Okay, and that allows me to see where the person's at. I'm wondering. Press F to use the door. Okay. So apparently we have to navigate the doors. Jumping is a little bit weird because, you have to hold it down like that. So if you want to jump higher, So it's not just pressing a jump button and up you go. Okay, I kind of figured you had to break those. So, let's hunt around a little bit and see if we can't find. Okay, so objectives: destroy 1 totem pyramid, break 5 statues, kill 1 agent, return to the puppet trunk. Okay. So apparently they are giving objectives like this so we can learn the various systems with a character. And I do need to change something real quick. There we go. I just wanted to change the chat settings here. So, okay, let's keep looking. Ooh. It's definitely a spooky atmosphere and a spooky game. When I played Friday the 13th, the game, you know, it was able to set the ah! Ah, no! Get up, get up. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? There he is. Alright, yeah. Alright, we got one of them. Okay, awesome. And I like how it ragdolled me, like, I do gotta say that the rooms look very similar, so it's easy to get lost in it. I mean, I find it hard to believe that there are houses with major bedrooms like this, and they have 2 bathrooms that look exactly the same right next to each other. This is like, but I mean, I don't know what the layouts of the houses look like in the movies. I don't remember them, so it's perfectly possible that's what they look like. Oh, okay, so there's a statue there. So controls are not bad. I don't know what. Am I supposed to do something against this? No. Okay. Uh-oh. Where is he? Where'd he go? Uh-oh. Okay, I hear him. Where'd he go? Did he wander off into a different room? Where are ya? Where are ya? I have no idea what these statues look like either. Okay. There you are. Uh-oh. Okay. Ooh, he must have gone in the other room here. Where'd he go? Man, this guy's quick. I don't excuse me. I don't see where these statues are. Okay. So I see the guy that you're supposed to kill. But I don't see where are the statues that you're supposed to... Oops. I mean, if I were a statue, I would be somewhere like that. This is the one thing I do like, is that you, as a puppet, you can crawl through these vents, and it almost feels like venting in Among Us. I don't see these statues, which the one thing I will say about this is we haven't, of course, we haven't tried a larger map, online or anything like that yet. But I will say that at least so far, it kind of feels like how in Friday the 13th, the game, you can kind of wander for a little bit and then like not see anybody or anything, and then all of a sudden you're like right in the middle of the action, which isn't a horrible thing. You kind of want to have that atmosphere where you have that sense of dread of okay, I saw him down there. Okay, run faster. There you are. Oh, come on. You can kick like how do you use... Oh, okay. Gotta press F to execute. Gotcha. Nice. Yay. Okay. So we got that objective out there. I still don't know what these totems or the pyramids. I haven't seen them. Yeah, and using your skill doesn't help you find... Oh, there's one. Okay. So they kind of glow. Okay. I just wish that they would show up a little bit better. Ah, okay, there's another one. Okay, how many more do I got? I have not seen this totem either, which is a little annoying. I mean, you don't have a map button. That would be, oops, check my controls here. So sprint, jump, quick lean, reload, weapon 1, 2, 1. Hold it down for 1 second. Oh, oops. Okay, Q, E, X. Change perspective, flashlight. Scoreboard, night vision. Okay, interesting. Okay, so let's see if we can't find our tournament. And I mean, if it takes too long to find them, I'm just gonna try to move on and go into a match, because in a lot of these cases, it's just a matter of learning through experience, as opposed to doing all the things on offline. I do see what they say though with turning off that night vision. So while I'm entertaining a extremely small audience here, and I know that I didn't plan on this attracting any attention, so I mean, it is what it is, right? But while this gives me kind of an opportunity just to talk randomly or in general, I did not realize how troublesome it is to get set up to do public trading in the stock market. And it kind of caught me off guard, because like I was told, oh yeah, sure, we can set you up to trade on the stock market. I'm like, okay, cool, you know. And so they set me up and they said, okay, you're set up. And I'm like, great, you know. And then I go to start looking into investing, and all of a sudden it's like I can't access any of my money. Right? So I call him up. I'm like, well, yeah. I was told I was set up and everything, but you know, I can't access any of my funds to put in a bid. You know, put in a purchase. And they're like, oh, well, in order to do that, for what you want to invest in, you have to have a global account. I'm like, oh, okay. No one told me that, but I mean, that's fine. How do I go about getting a global account? And like, oh, you gotta sign these forms, fill out these forms and sign them, and um, you know, and then once we get those forms back, you know, we will process them, and I'm like, okay, how long will it take to process the forms? And they're like, oh, well, it depends on how quickly we get the forms back. You know, if we get them back pretty quick, the turnaround time is 1 to 3 business days. I'm like, oh, great, okay. So I'm like, well, I don't have to, like physically fill them out, right? I mean, shouldn't I be able to do this on the internet? And they made this like really, and I get, you know, from what they told me, that, you know, it's a troublesome experience because, you know, they're trying to, you know, make sure that there aren't bad investors on the internet. And I get that. I do get that. Oh, come on. Where are you? Come here, you. Come here. Come back here. Ah, come on. Where? Let me go. Where'd he go? E. There you are. So I'm like, okay, that's fine, you know. So I fill out the forms, and you know, they eventually did tell me a way I could do it online, but it was pretty cumbersome. So I filled them out, and of course I waited, and I waited, and I waited. You know, day 3 comes around, and still not activated yet. So I call them up and see what the hurry is. And they're like, oh, well, you forgot to put a check mark in a certain for a certain box. I'm like, okay, well, can I just tell you that over the phone? And they're like, oh yeah, you can do that. I'm like, okay. So they, you know, I tell them that, and then I'm like, okay, so can you process my application? Or, oh, he kicked me. Oh, you bastard. Gotcha. Ha. Nice. Okay, and I think so I found 4 of those statues. I haven't been able to find the 5th. But let's leave this in. Let's go. Let's try going into an online game. I just want to see how easy it is to get into an online game. We'll try East Coast. Oh wow. Okay, so there's Thief. Okay. I I did not realize there were so many different options. So are these... Is there... Oh. Oh, wow. I have no idea what I just selected here. Oh, yeah. Okay, I like that. I like that a lot. I like the fact that, you know, I can shoot from a distance, even if I am a bit slow, you know, having range. I don't have a lot of ups though. Oh, okay, now I do. Okay. Wow. I just absolutely cannot run at all though. I got turbocharge, which is cool. That's pretty cool. But you know, there's a cooldown for it. Oh, okay. Okay, so I got 4 statues remaining. Okay, so E. Oh wow, nice. Okay, so some of these that's interesting because some of these classes do not have a scan to see like where your opponents are. You're basically as blind as they are unless they have that scan ability. That's pretty cool. He does not have any ups though. I mean, I suppose having the range does have its benefits, but oh. Oh! I did not realize there was no collision with that. Ah! Oh, come on! Ah, he got away. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Ah! Oh, that's fun though. That's fun. Okay. What's he gonna do? Oh yeah, baby. that was a good one. That was a good one. Okay. All right. Okay. That one's pretty cool. Okay, so let's see if we can't get into. Well, I'm curious because there are multiple different fentanyl fiend. Okay. Bots, goblins. See, I wonder what the difference is between thief and everything else. Of course, all these are full. Who knows if I can get in this one? No. These are passworded. See, that's the bad thing. Yeah, I mean, I get you don't want to have griefers come into your game and whatnot. It's just, you know, I mean, if you're gonna have a social game like this, can I get into this one? I haven't been able to join any of these games. See, and this one says password. So I mean, maybe they... See, it does not let me get into... See, it'll let me... Oh, maybe I finally got into one. Maybe. Okay, well, let's... Okay, so I'm supposing I need to find those 3 things in order to get out. That's pretty interesting that I can see another person over there. Okay, so I'm assuming I have to find those pieces of... Oh wow. Ah! Range does seem to be a factor on these things. Why do I have to wait so long, though? Okay, well, let's try her. I can still see them, so that's a good thing. What is the countdown for, though? That's what I'm wondering. Ah! Ah! Okay, so that's interesting. Oh, that's different. Nice. What the heck? Why did my keyboard stop working? That was the wrong time for my keyboard to die on me. Where are you? Oh! Nice. Alright, let me respawn. You're gonna make me wait. Okay, let's try torch. What? Ah, get up, 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 get up. Come on.
How dare you?
Yeah, that's what you get for teabagging me. Oh, come on. Where is my controller? Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Where did he go? There he is. Okay. Ah! Ah, no, no! Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up! Get up! Ah, he got away! He got away. Okay, well, at least I learned a little bit more about how to attack. So that's not too bad. Maybe. Uh-oh. Back. Ah, I'm lagging. Maybe. Okay, there we go. Okay, so let's see. I'm getting the hang of this. And it's actually pretty fun if you can get enough people to play, and you're not just playing against bots or whatever. Okay, so there's one of them. But I think range is the way to go with this. Oh, I see him way over there. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Is he down here? Whoa. I don't see him anywhere. Ah, you're upstairs. Run, 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 run. Come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Run! Run, darn you. Ah! I got ragdoll again. Where'd you go? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Oh, 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 oh. Come on, get up. Get up. Yeah! Come back here. Ha Ah, not again, not again. Come on, come on, get up, get up, get up. Yeah. He has no accuracy. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Ah! I lost him. Okay, you're up there. Okay. Ah! No, you don't. Oh. Ah, no. Oops. Okay, so apparently you can't jump down that easily. What is this?
Leaves this place.
Ah! Get out of my way! You're in my way! Okay. Ah, come on, 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 get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. Dang it! They're so close on that. Umberto, welcome, 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 my friend. We are trying the multiplayer on the, or you could do it as bots, with playing on online here with the Puppet Master game, which is pretty fun. So far I haven't had a winning game yet, but I mean I'm still this is my first time playing it, so it's pretty fun though. The three puppet players must hunt down and eliminate a single human or bot. Their objective is to do so before a human player can steal all three of the artifacts. And each puppet has a different strength and weakness and everything else like that. So it's very dynamic from what I've seen. And I have no idea if this person can hear me or not. But if they can, they can either mute me or whatever. The puppets are pretty fun, considering that they're directly from the movies. So I think it's pretty fun. I definitely see that, unless you're extremely quick and are able to react extremely quick, doing the melee is definitely you're at a disadvantage, at least from what I've seen, or tried. I've been at a disadvantage every single time, because the melees tend to have less. Oops. They tend to have less health, but they can they seem to be able to do more damage than. Ah! Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. Oh, little bastard. Where are you? Ah! Come on, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Get up, get up.
I am the master. You
Ah! So close, so close. All right, let's see if we can't do better. Torch was pretty fun. Where is he? There he is. Torch was pretty fun. The one big downside with Torch is you have to hold the action or the attack button down to charge up your. Ah! Get up, Torch! Get up! Get up, get up, get up! You have to hold the attack button down, so there's always that little bit of a delay between the time you actually attack and hitting the person. Where are they? Okay, 'cause I see they're running around. Oh. I'm flipping through things. No, you don't. Come on, come on, come on. Dang it. Get up, Torch. Get up. Get up. You can do it, Torch. So close. It does kind of feel like the dolls are at a disadvantage. Yeah, when compared to like the humans, it feels like the amount of health that they have is a bit different. There is a kind of a scale there. I don't know. I mean, perhaps the person that's playing against us is just been playing this so much that they are extremely well versed at the game. Or perhaps it just may be that humans have an advantage over the dolls. And you just need to become, efficient with each one in order to, have a successful match. Hey, this is a game based on, so Puppet Master was a movie franchise that came out, the first one came out in 1989, and there's been like 7 or 8 of them. A lot of the movies were straight to home video. So they and they weren't nearly as popular or had a huge budget. They were kind of schlocky in a way, because the animation of the puppets, of course, back then, you didn't have the convenience of making all the puppets in CGI, because CGI was just in its infancy in the 90s, but I think there's like 10 movies. Some of them, I'll admit, some of them are extremely bad. And there's a couple of them that are really good, and then there's a lot of really bad ones. And I mean, as you can see, we're in a pyramid, a pyramid setting. This is from one of the movies. I mean, why would you have puppets in pyramids, especially when you are talking about the puppets that that would have been popular in the 60s, you know what I'm saying? Oh man. Saw the first movie a little, the second one almost completed. Yeah. I've seen most of them. I'm a sucker for horror movies. I've said it before. My parents were extremely. They tried to be really strict with me. But what I could and couldn't watch, but I ended up watching them anyways. So where'd he go? Oh. Come back here. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Where'd you go? There you are. Ah! Where are you? Where are you? Yep. Come on. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Where'd he go? I hear you. Where'd he go? I go through this? I can. It kind of feels like we're at 2-on-1 with I don't know what Ragdoll is doing there. Come on, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. Come on, where's it? Need to find a door to run through. I can't run through those. He runs faster. He can run faster. It's not fair. Where are you? No, come back here. He's down. Oh, come on. Apparently my range of flamethrower is really bad. El Torito de la Diablo. Yeah, that sounds about right. Let's see here. Well, I need to be fast, so. Where are ya? I can hear you. Where is he? You kidding me? Come on, 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 come on. Come on, come on. Oh, no. Get up. Dang it. Get up, get up. No! We're so close. My keyboard keeps disconnecting. It's the problem of having Bluetooth. It's a pretty fun, it's schlocky. It's meant to be, B-rated movie quality. You know, they weren't they weren't by any stretch trying to be how do you say it? You know, they weren't expecting a blockbuster with these movies, you know, but they're still a very big part of of culture, because these movies back in the day, they did fill time slots late at night, for people who weren't staying up late. Whoops. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Come on. Ah! No! I really enjoyed these movies though. I mean, there's I enjoyed the schlockiness and B-rated level of quality of these movies, as opposed to like the Saw franchise, or the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Those types of movies. Yeah, I mean they're horror, but they were also extremely brutal. I mean, and in some ways, aha. In some ways, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh! I had him! I had him! I had him! Did we get him? Where'd he go? Ah, come on, get up, get up, get up, get up. Oh, I had him! Come on, get up, get up, get up. No! Oh, yes! Yes! Finally! Finally! Nice! Good job, guys. Awesome! I'm laying on the floor, but good job, guys. That was fun. I had one down. I was the only one that died, but still, that was pretty cool. But yeah, there's still a lot of I mean, that they're supposedly working on a, and there's only been one movie, but it's still such a cult icon of a movie that the name stands on its own, and that's Killer Clowns from Outer Space. And they're supposedly making a PvP type thing, like what we're playing here, and you're going to be able to play as different types of clowns, and you're gonna have classes just like here, that the main, I think the main difference is they're gonna, they're clowns with toy guns, or turning people on, they're gonna turn people into, oh, you're over there, okay, you're gonna, their guns turned the humans into like cotton candy type of cocoons. I know he ran this way. Where'd he go? See you. Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. No. Alright, well, let's... come back as 6-shooter. Try to keep that ranged. The thing that... and I'm sure it's something that every class struggles with. No! You know what I consider this? I consider this, good old-fashioned dumb fun. You know, that's basically what it amounts to. It's just dumb fun. You know, it's a concept that is completely outlandish, but it's not one of those. It's not one of those things that you look at and say, you know. Ah! Ah! Get up, 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 get up! Ah! Ragdolled again. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Get up, get up! Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Oh man, what is up with... Okay, I apparently am glitching really bad. Because I don't know what is up with the... Right. Ah, well. But yeah, I mean, there's Killer Clowns from Outer Space game that's being developed. I really want to try. You know, I haven't seen them put out a beta on it yet, or early access or anything like that. But it's, you know, it's pretty fun. You know, it looks pretty fun, anyways. I mean, the concept, like I said, is completely outlandish, and you know, you don't think of clowns when it comes to an evil. Well, to me, I actually do. I think the concepts of clowns are, I mean, I have never found them funny. Never, you know. And you know, and to me, I mean, even as a kid, I was always scared of clowns. Well, I want to see something here. So you know, you gain XP, but what? I mean, I wonder what you, if you can level up the characters, weapons. Ah, okay, so you can. Okay. I wonder if these are just skins or if they are... Okay, let's... Oh, perks. The... Okay. So how... I wonder how you... Oh, okay. Party pooper. Gesture trap. That's not. Oh wow. Okay. Knockout. Okay, well, let's go back. And since I've been using him the most, I'm gonna give him that perk. I have not ever tried gesture, so I wonder. Is also melee. Okay. Trap reveal time. What does he do? That's interesting. There's DLC stuff. What does this trap do? Ability 2. Place a party popper on the ground, and when that's triggered, it'll knock out and reveal your prey. Oh, wow. Okay, well, let's try this. See, and that's the thing. The clowns and killer clowns from from outer space. It was so dumb. You know, there was such. It was so dumb that you basically had it was, you know, like I said before, it was dumb fun. You know, it was extremely dumb fun. And I'm just looking for okay, let's try. Oh, they're already in match? Okay. Yeah, and it was such dumb fun that yeah, you could sit there and laugh about it, you know? Oh, there you are. There you are. Ah! Come back here. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Okay, where'd he go? Where'd he go? Oh, I'm getting a whole bunch of lag here. What the heck? That's not good. What the heck is happening? Wow, okay. I think the game is crashing on me. Yeah, the game is definitely crashing on me. Oh, okay. It just... Ah! Well, so much for that. I hear. Oh. Where'd he go? Bird! Ah, get up! Hey, CJC, welcome! Thank you for dropping in. We are having lots of fun with the Puppet Master game. Honestly, I would really like to see. I would really like to see like this game kind of like, you know, get popular. It's because it's such a you know, kind of a dumb concept, you know. I mean, the movies were always funny, you know, or at least not so much funny, but maybe. I mean, you know, it was always dumb humor, you know. You don't. There, you know, there was always the popularization back in the 90s of you know, Child's Play and Chucky. What, you know, when it came to killer puppets. Yep. But you know, this was purely. You know, this was purely B level, you know, movie creation. Yes, got him. I was busy playing Nikki for the first time last night. You can spend a lot of time on that game. You know, I played it for a little while, but there's a couple of other F2P games that I really want to try once they come out, and one of them is later on in the month here, you know, and I already put a room up for it. But you know, besides playing, you know, Star Rail, I haven't really. Hey, you took Torch. Fine, I'll take Shooter. besides Star Rail, I'm trying not to get too involved with too many F2P games because otherwise, I could find myself spending hours just trying to grind them all, and that's why I've been trying to really avoid for the most part is, I've gotten so tired of having to constantly grind in games, and I want to have fun in them, but not have to constantly grind. I mean, that's one of the main reasons why I quit Final Fantasy 14, despite having years invested in the game. I just got so burned out with the grind that I couldn't do it anymore, Ah, there he goes. Ah, I got you. Down, down, down. Come, just. Ah, no, he kicked me. Get up, get up. Yeah, and I mean, Star Rail, I'm really enjoying the story on it. It has a good story. And yeah, I have spent some money on it with like the battle pass or whatever you call it. But I've been able to I've been able to get almost all the characters I want, with just battle pass and doing dailies. So I'm very content with it, and it's nothing like like how Genshin Impact. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, that is one. That's one French kiss I wouldn't want. Yeah, I thought the same thing with Nikki. I thought it was just hey, look, cute girls, guns, bouncy, Oh, the agent was a bot. Okay. But yeah, you're right. It's a pretty developed game. And a very. I mean, I've watched a lot of other VTubers play it. And some of the stories that come out of it, that the chapters can be very I mean, I hate to sound sappy, but they could be very emotional, because you have those types of that kind of story writing in the games where they are a lot of these companies. Oh man, you're having me play. Okay, I have never played as a human. Okay. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the story writing in a lot of these games are starting to become pretty good. Companies that are making their best effort to make F2P games as as attractive as possible. They aren't they aren't making them solely for as quick cash grabs. That they're actually doing stuff with them. They're what the heck. Oh my gosh. Ah! 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 Run! 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 The killer dolls are gonna kill me! Ah! 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 I have no idea where the collectibles are that I'm supposed to be gathering. Ah! Ah, I'm dead.
Oops, just a small setback.
Where the heck are the collectibles? I haven't found a single one yet. Oh! How did I get ragdolled? Ah! You can't go down that way. Ah! This is more about survival. I am toast. I am toast. Come on, guys. Whee! Where are the collectibles? I have... Oh, I see one. Ah! Excuse me, I gotta use the bathroom. Oh no! No! Take that! Ah! Okay, I found one. Ah! Okay, ow. Hey, hey, hey! Stop that! Stop that! How do you get to that one? Oh, okay. Ah! No, he got me. Yeah, it is extremely brutal to try to use a handgun against evil dolls. Because they're so quick and they're so agile. You know, you think you can just kick them and then shoot them, but that's funny how my head's still swinging back and forth. But no, they are surprisingly nimble. But anyways, yeah, well, like we were talking about, a lot of these free-to-play games, you know, they're putting the time and effort and the money into making them something more than just, you know, the $19 million developed cash grab, which I think is pretty impressive. You know, it used to be that, you know, mobile games like this. Oh, everyone's leaving. Okay. It used to be mobile games, you know, were extremely, you know, extremely quick production and then turn around to make that guy looks so generic. What was I gonna say? He's the evil. It looks like the evil stereotype. Let's see what we get. Oh, got legendary. Grease's smack and kick abilities. Okay, we'll take that. But nowadays, you know, they are making these, you know, these very elaborately made games for, you know, $50-75 million development budgets. Increases health by 8 points. Can I? Okay, I'll take that. And part of what they're doing is that, you know, they're putting the time and effort into having good storylines, and you know, it's a very welcomed change. You know, and the thing I've noticed most of all is that they're really starting to pull in a lot of big names to do the voice acting. Especially if you listen to like the JP voice actors, you know, that they would be like household names for people that voice famous characters in anime. And they're pulling these people in, and they're doing voice acting for all the other characters. And they're not all the main the main story character. They're limited banner characters. They're characters that are in the storyline that you can get through gotcha and everything else, but that they aren't necessarily common. And I think it's worth them going out and having a good writer, good script writer, good and it's not just it's not just girl and magical world bad guys show up and she has to go beat them. They seem to be actually putting the thought and time and effort into making a story that you would want to invest your time in, and not just log in for the gotcha, not just log in for because you have to do your dailies, those types of things. Mobile games lately, they've really upped their games. They still, you are right. They do put a lot of fan servers into the games, and one of them. So one of them that I stumbled across purely by accident, and how do you what was it called? Oops. Altier Resania. It's on mobile devices, and then you can also download it on Steam for your PC. And I was just looking around to see what games were out there that were free. And I downloaded the game, right? And then I started playing it a little bit, and I swear the game developer has made it so every time there's like a cutscene, it just happens to linger on Boing Boing just a couple seconds longer than you probably should be looking. They'll do like camera panning, and they'll capture the characters' thighs and legs, and the gap between where their skirt and like their knee socks or whatever. There's a term that otaku have for it. I forget what it is off the top of my head, but it'll linger just on that gap between their knee socks and skirt, just a few extra frames longer than they probably could, and then of course and practically every scene, that the jiggle physics and the boing boing are just, I gotta admit, they do it a lot better than some of the other games that are out there. But it's like, should I really be playing this game? Because I just feel like I may be doing something a little criminal. you know, just by watching it, you know. But I mean, whatever. It is what it is, right? But still, I find it both humorous and a little bit like I see what audience you're targeting here. But you know, I was also looking at it from the aspect of I some of the major games that have kept their audience are the games that don't have pay to win mechanics to the point that there are, you know, 5, 6, 7 even types of currency that you have to buy and exchange and group together in order to, you know, ascend your character or get certain characters or even get certain outfits, you know. I mean, Genshin Impact and Star Rail are the two bright shining examples that you can have, you know, your in world game currency, you can have your primos, you know, or your crystals and then your whatever, you know, for, you know, exchanging cash for it or battle pass or whatever. And then, yeah, of course you do have to farm to, you know, ascend or you know, improve and level up your characters, but you don't have to, you know, try to figure out how to get 5 different currencies exchanged in order to do one thing or to limit break your character, you know. And that's what I really enjoy about you know, Star Rail. I mean, I can buy my battle pass, and you know, I can log in every day and get my, you know, 60 or 90 or whatever it is, you know, gems and everything. And then if I want to spend those things, or you know, I want to send my character or whatever, I'm not sitting there trying to figure out what currency I have to buy or get or farm or whatever just to do it, you know. Absolute territory and boundary between yeah. I know. I've seen the term used in anime, you know, but before, and yeah, I think you're right. I think that's what it is. But yeah, that boundary is just like, some guys go crazy over that stuff. I don't know why. I honestly, I mean, I can, okay, pure you know, pure bro talk here. I mean, I can see the appeal, only because if you are a thigh or you know, a bum or a lay guy, you know, that would be something that would be attractive towards you. You know, you would that would attract you. I'm just kind of looking to see what other rooms I could join here. And part of the, you know, the psychological part of that reasoning and thought are, you the there have actually been studies done where some college kids working on their thesis have actually been able to do term papers on these things, and there's even been government studies on it for whatever reason that got government grants to do these types of studies. That the reason why guys really enjoy looking at bums and legs and thighs and stuff like that are because of the primordial part of our brain clicks in when we look at the opposite sex, because if they have good quote unquote childbearing hips, then they're more attractive, which is why if a girl has a round booty, or she's got some thick thighs, there you go. And that's not me. That's not my personal opinion. Okay, these are actual studies that have been done. That there are papers out there that have been written by PhDs that confirm that kind of thing. And to me, I'm like, okay, that makes sense. It makes sense. I whether or not I agree with it or find it, sexist or whatever is besides the point. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, it is what it is. But and in the way it all pulls back to how anime and games and stuff like that they're written, or drawn even. It's something that in Japanese culture, I can see that they would work that kind of stuff into anime, especially if they're trying to make their characters attractive, and you're trying to get that male demographic audience. It helps them get around so many censor type of situations that would otherwise be harder to get around. But if you're able to make it, even if it's not subtle and it's blatantly obvious, you're not. It's harder to call it, sexualization of a character when you're just showing a camera angle, as opposed to having them, I don't know, posing nude in front of you or something like that. But that's also a reason why you look at it. It may not be as blatant at now as it used to be, but with idol culture, for example, in recent years they've been a lot more lenient towards having their male and female talent shake their bum and wiggle their bum and shake it, and even to a certain extent, swinging it by, bending their knees and making, more exaggerated gestures. If you look back 10-15 years ago, when the first couple of AKB generations came out, those girls couldn't do it at all, hardly at all. They, they could bend down, they could squat, they could, and then they could stand up. But if they were in front of the camera, they couldn't wag their bum, in front of the audience or on camera or anything, because it was considered sexually suggestive. And it's becoming a lot more lenient nowadays, and K-pop and J-pop as opposed to what it used to be. But I mean, even in those specific areas, I mean, that like gap that they have. I mean, they made sure that it was blatantly there, so it could be a subtle type of charm feature. I am not seeing any games I could really join that aren't password protected. That's why some anime are losing now. They're milking it too much on fan service. As a guy, I don't hate fan service, but there's a limit. Yeah, there's definitely a limit. And my thought on it has always been, if you okay. I don't know if I want to join that room or not. If you have to censor it just to get it on, the lag's happening again. Okay. If you have to censor it just so you can get on air, don't do it. Or at least make it a scene where if you cut it for I just joined the game. How? If you have to, cut the scene, at least if you're able to cut the scene for the the DVD release, I would rather the scene be able to be cut and then put back in to the DVD release than say having to have those wonderful those wonderful sunbeams from God, on the screen. So I mean, I honestly think if you have to go that far just to be able to get through the censors, it's really not worth including in on the the picture as a whole, or the broadcast as a whole. Just have it so it could be a scene that you can that you can cut. It's not going to be detrimental towards it airing, and continuity or whatever, and then just reinsert it back in for a DVD release. Like so Vampire to Rosario, yeah, there were a lot of scenes where they did have to black it out, or they had to put the fog sensor on the game, but or on the episode, but there were also like several scenes that they plain didn't include on the broadcast episodes, yet they were able to cut them back into DVD releases and extend the episodes by like anywhere from 2 to 5 minutes. And I would rather see them do something like that than Alright, let's see here. Ah! Kick, punch, kick, punch, kick, punch, punch, kick, punch, kick. Ah! Kick, punch, kick. Ah! No, I got ragdolled. Oh, that didn't last long. Yep, I love Vampire to Rosario. I was disappointed that they inserted as much fan service as they did, because the manga didn't have nearly as much fan service. But I also loved all three of the all four of the voice actresses that played played Mocha, Kurumi. Gosh, who were the other ones? Actually, when they add the witches later, all five of those voice actresses are extremely. They're either extremely popular now, or they've gone on to success and somewhat retire from entertainment, or that they're not nearly as active. Like Nana Mitsuki, she had her first or second kid a few years ago, and she was like 39 when she got married and started trying to have kids with her husband. But she was one of those. She was one of those women, those idols, and voice actresses that if she was involved during that entire time frame, she did not really make it public, and a lot of people didn't realize that she had gotten married, or she was in a relationship where she wanted to get married until it actually happened, But that's just kind of part of idol culture, that you don't really you keep that kind of stuff out of the public eye until you you're ready to announce it, you know, or you're ready to make it known or settle down. And but by that time for her, yeah, she had already had a successful career. She had she had a discography of well over a decade of #1 charted music hits, music singles, and yeah, the manga was nice. It was really nice. I have to admit that I have to admit that I watched the anime first, but then once season 2 had happened, that came and went, I was more disappointed in the anime seasons because of the because of the fan service, but I still really enjoyed them. I mean, Nana had some of the most popular songs of her career come out of that anime. And one of her songs from that anime is still extremely popular when it comes to being sung at karaoke. It's kind of funny as well. When you talk to people in Japan, especially guys that try to take girls out to do karaoke. A lot of them don't realize that song, or even a lot of girls too, they don't realize that one of the best songs that they like singing comes directly from an anime. And when I dropped that little truth nugget on them, they're like, "You're lying. That's not true." And it's like, go look it up. I mean, I can tell you, who sang it, where she sang it. I could tell you the year that she released it. And they go look it up, and they're like, "Oh, wow. How do you know that and I don't, I don't quite get the character or the doll I'm playing. The manga was before the anime. Yeah. Well, there is Yeah, that was her song, and it's extremely popular still with girls in karaoke. Um, there's one VTuber that um she would every time she did yeah, every time she did karaoke for her stream, she would sing that song, I asked her one time. I said, you know, do do you like the anime? And she didn't know that it came from an anime, or who sang it. And I told her whose song it was, and what anime she had done. I dropped a couple names of anime she had been in, and it kind of made her look at the other songs that she had sung. Because I mean, she's a very talented singer, extremely talented, very large vocal range and everything. See if I can cut them off. No. I tried to circle around them. Ah! No!
You have a smell roasted and
Get her! Ah! Come back here! Come back here, you. Where are you? This way, this way, this way. Get her. Ha 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 ha! No, I couldn't see the death animation. We got her. I know it's because even still now I listen to it from time. Yeah, it was she has done a lot of great songs and great music in itself. And it's kind of funny in a way that with her with her discography, she has done a lot of she's done a lot of magical girl, mihojo, mihojo, sojo, yeah, those type of anime, and a lot of her songs just happen to come from those animes that because she sung the intro or the outro for those songs, and but she's had a lot of top charted songs just by singing those songs, and a lot of them have ended up being songs that have withstood the test of time, even after those animes have come and gone. And one of the things that I personally don't like about the VTuber scene in industry as it is right now is, once a girl who is, characterized with a particular VTuber name and model, once they graduate, they're gone. The song is gone. The songs are gone. The characters are basically gone. They're basically forgotten. It's like it's like a dream, and that you wake up from a dream and you slowly forget what you dreamt about. Now, if you look at the new idol company that has started recently, it feels like they are trying to be the exception to the rule by how they're running their company. And if they're able to get, if they're able to run their company the way it, and have it catch on the way that it has been, I think it's going to be something very special, and I'm hoping that they can take it to the next level. And if you haven't looked at them, I would highly suggest that you at least give them a chance and maybe try to check them out. I've caught them off and on with some of the stuff that they're doing, and they're relatively, like I said, they're relatively new. Just gotta get my, oops, that's not what I wanted. There. And this idol group is really interesting in what they're doing because number one, they have a number of English speaking VTubers. Number two, they have introduced an entire generation of Spanish speaking VTubers. And the generation that they are announcing or that's debuting here, at least one of them is an established VTuber, English-speaking VTuber that is going to debut for them. What's going on with my? No, I don't want to exit game. There we go. She's debuting with them, but she's bringing in her own model. They're not making her retire or graduate her old model or her old identity. Her contract is specifically signed to where she's coming into the group, and she's signing on with them, and they're allowing her to use their brand, but she's able to keep her own IP, and if and when she graduates from the VTuber agency, she'll be able to walk out with her name and identity. which is I think is pretty fascinating, and I think is a game changer because say like you have 100,000 people that are subscribed to you, and you're hoping to capture or bring in that audience by bringing in that talent. It doesn't really make sense to it doesn't really make sense to tell that to make them say, I'm graduating, I'm moving on to other things. I can't tell you what I'm doing or where I'm doing it or what I'm even going to do, but hopefully you'll find me again sometime somewhere. If you're trying to bring in somebody who has a consistent 5,000 to 6,000 people watching them a day, you don't want them to hope that you don't want to hope that those consistent concurrent viewers just happen to find them again. You know what I'm saying? Well, and that's the thing, CJC. That's the thing, because it like look at what Prison Project did. Prison Project, they ceased their activities and they negotiated with their talent, and allowed them to keep their name and model, and they transferred the IPs over to them. That was unheard of until they did it. Absolutely unheard of. One of the recent VTuber agencies that have ceased operation, they allowed their talent to buy out and gain ownership of her name and her IP. Two of them, in fact. I don't remember which agency it was. It was not. They were a smaller agency, but they had their own share of drama and controversy, and they're ceasing operation for a year while they reorganized it. They're letting go of most, if not all, of their management team. They're rethinking how they're going to do it, and whether or not they can find new investors to invest in the company and stuff like that. But they allowed their talent to walk out and buy out their IP. Again, completely unheard of until now. And let's face it, we're 4 to 5 years into VTubers, taking off in the industry, becoming something significant, and it doesn't make much sense to do things the way that they are, and let's make no mistake. The two big guys out there, Cover and Any Color, they have grown and gained in popularity in spite of the practices that they've had. But then you look at companies like Vizojo. Vizojo, they've been able to make VTubers out with their name, but then they've also brought in people who've been able to keep their name, bring in their name and keep their name, and then if they leave, they'll leave with their name, in the form of like Kason, for example. But it hasn't been until last 3 to 6 months where you've had agencies be able to say, okay, we're parting companies. This is we're ending our contract with you, blah blah blah. but they've been able to negotiate them walking out with their own identity, and then being able to carry that on, as opposed to, them having to recreate themselves, or have people rediscover who they are. And I think it's very telling when smaller companies have been able to kind of embrace this type of thing and say, this is how we're going to do it. We're going to allow talent to come in with their name, with their look and their IP, because they already have their pre-installed concurrent returning audience, and we're going to be able to add that audience into the fold. And then, if things happen where it doesn't work out, by the time that happens, people that are going to leave, but people who come in with them will have already had the exposure to the other people within that agency. So there's a good chance you're going to be able to retain that audience in some form, even if you lose the talent. So it just makes sense. So, and unless they have, a reputation and baggage coming in with a certain name, then maybe it'll be better for them to, have a new identity. But I mean, if you're hiring them, I would hope you would be hiring them because of their character, and I don't mean the drawing. I'm talking like, the personal character of the talent. That would be one of the main reasons why you're hiring them, and not just because they can attract the big audience. I think that's I think that might be the company. The only reason why I saw. The only reason why I saw that they were doing it was because I had subscribed to, was it Vampira, Ramel, Vampiros? I can't remember what her name is off the top of my head, but I had stumbled across her a couple years ago, and she was crowdfunding to try to because they were trying to raise enough money for her to have a 3D model. And so I pledged her $50, and I'd watch her off and on, but she was one of the people that were allowed to, well, she is staying with them in spite of all the stuff that's been happening, and she's, since they're going dormant anyways, she has a year to change her mind, but for the moment she's going to, they're going to retain her services unless she tells them otherwise. But a lot can happen in a year. It is, and as somebody who has as somebody who's been starting to look at the industry from other sides than just being a VTuber myself, and even being a fan, I've become a bit interested in why we have number one, started to see so many agencies fold, but then also what their future development plans are for the next 2 to 4 years, because I think a lot of the agencies did so out of necessity because of the lockdowns and COVID and everything else. But I also think that they were projects that were always meant to have a conclusion and not be something that was expected to sustain itself much longer than maybe like a 5-year project. But then you also have groups like Any Color and Covercore, where the VTuber industry is their primary source of income, because that they've been able to establish IPs and then collaborate with other companies to loan out the name and the look and identity and the voice in order for them to sell their products. So well, and I honestly think, and I know we're segueing way off of the game here, but I started feeling a bit motion sick from the game, so I had to stop. But I think that with Any Color, there was a huge lack of oversight on their part, and they've been advertising looking for English speaking talent management for a while now. And I've been a bit surprised that they haven't been able to fill that role, and I'm kind of wondering what exactly is the reason why they haven't been able to fill that role. But I also think that for their English branch, they also have not necessarily had people to be able to speak on behalf of the English branch, like how Achan does for Hololive JP. Well, and I think she does it for both, more or less, but of course, JP would be her first obligation, since she doesn't speak English nearly as well. But I think that and this kind of goes into something that I've been toying with, is I've been trying to construct a script basically in a nutshell. I have considered putting my submitting my application on slash audition to Niji Sanji, since they are doing open auditions for their English branch. Now, mind you, I am not a singer by any stretch of the means. And I mean, I am in a lot of ways a senior to a lot of the people that are VTubers, whether they be English, men or women. But that being said, I could say with some degree of confidence, I can say that were I to drop my name into the hat, so to speak, or submit a audition video to him, the way I would pitch it and the way I'm trying to make a script that's I'm comfortable with, is here's how I would approach it. Number one, of course, I would introduce myself to them and tell them who I am, what I've done over the last 2.5-3 years, and then I would shift gears on my video to them, and I tell them, I'm not naive to what's happening or what's happened over the last couple years with their company as a whole. And I have even to some extent thought about buying stock in their company from a business aspect, as an investment. However, I personally believe there's a lot of things that need to happen and need to change in order for the company to continue to be sustained, have stability and sustain themselves, because there is a large amount of inconvenience that comes from investing into a VTuber agency, or a company that runs a VTuber agency, because there is a certain amount of anxiety out there in investors that see what's happening and see the news, or what's being said about certain people, or people that are employed by Any Color or Hololive or the like. And so they would rather invest their money into something that is more reliable, as opposed to a company who's always right in the middle of controversy. Not to mention that there's also a lot of uncertainty about the profitability of their English branch because of the lack of stability within it. So I would propose to them that, number one, they're looking for people to help manage their talent. You're not going to see me out there, a month after debut, and me, releasing cover songs or original songs or anything like that. So I would need work before I even tried doing that. A lot of work. But what I can do is you can put me down in front of a camera, and I can talk, and I have no reservations about talking about difficult subjects. That's what I do. If I'm not streaming and playing games, I'm talking about difficult subjects. So let me be that front guy when it comes to somebody within the English branch talking to the Niji Sanji English audience. And I can be kind of like that go between management and the talent and the audience. And I can talk about this, what's going on with Niji, what is currently being worked on, what is currently, being evaluated, what the ideas and goals are to make change happen. I can help be that person to bring transparency that shows that Any Color, it isn't just trying to sweep this under the rug, and that they're being honest about what they're trying to do to change the interior culture of the company when it comes to their talent, and when it comes to how they present themselves, what they're trying to accomplish. I mean, I know a lot of people out there that they're like, oh, you got that company is just they're a black company, they hardly pay their talent, and they do X, Y, and Z. I'm not going to sit there and divulge talent, client talent, company, contract signing information. However, I can at least imply with a certain degree of certainty how much or how little or how things are ran, because there's a lot of things the normal person don't understand about what Niji and any color does for the talent. Whereas if you flip it around, look at Hololive, they manage their numbers completely different. They calculate things differently. So when they do their reports on their physical reports, it comes out differently, and you don't see and hear Cover Core having their ownership buying back stocks, reinvesting, money that came in as profit back into stocks that reinvests into the company to help it continue to grow. You don't hear about that kind of stuff, No, not a problem, CJC, but that's really what were I to audition for any color. And I'm not saying I'm going to. I'm not saying I'm not going to, because I mean, who really knows if I want to spend the time to try to do it. There's a certain way that I would try to sell myself, and not necessarily sell myself on I can be a VTuber. Look, I'm a VTuber and I play video games. I mean, I don't have rhythm. I need to find my rhythm. I mean, I never tried to seriously try to develop any kind of artistic or singing ability or anything like that. I just never thought about it. However, I mean, I've sat here on my channel and only meant to stream for 90 minutes and end up talking for 6 hours about things that are happening in just our little sphere of people that we follow or that we talk about on my channel. I have no problem doing that. But I also would like to say as well on the flip side of that, I have looked at how and what I would want to accomplish, were I to audition for any company or be employed by any company, and there are certain ways or in certain things I would want to accomplish, and number one would be to change the approach of how VTubers as a whole communicate with their audience, because I people tend to listen and see what I'm doing and say that I'm breaking the illusion. Welcome back, CJC. And I by no means intend on breaking any kind of fantasy or illusion or mystique behind the curtain or anything of that matter. But the fact of the matter is, when controversy comes up and when things happen in the VTuber world, more often than not, it's because reality crosses over into that world and breaks the illusion. My philosophy has always been, I'm a normal guy. I'm a normal guy that uses a VTuber model to stream and to, just interact with other people online in general. I mean, what better thing for me to do than to have me fulfill a role where I am doing that for an actual company, Um, I've never been one to want to do public relations, but having said that, I have done more than my fair share of talking and defending and criticizing various companies and agencies and everything else and talent where I felt the need was warranted. And again, if I were to look at from my my perspective, if I were to really consider buying stock in any color, beyond what I've already considered right now, there would be no way that I would actually drop the money to buy stock in their company. And they haven't been able to prove to me in any way, shape, or form that they are in fact making changes. What are they doing to innovate? What are they doing to make things better for the English speaking audience? If you look at their financial papers, if they were to cut everyone in the English speaking branch, they would actually probably be doing a lot better, because what they bring in versus what they're paying, the ratio is completely off. There's they've been constantly in the red because of that. That would be pretty cool. I know there are certain things within the subculture that likely are going to be very hard to change, and they might not ever change, and honestly, as looking at things objectively, there are things that I would just assume not know about and stay ignorant of, like, for example, when I was never a huge fan of Nanners, okay? But I'm going to use her as an example. I was never a huge fan of hers to begin with, but I'd watch her from time to time, especially like when she was playing certain horror games and whatnot. In fact, she was one of the first non-Hololive people I had ever seen, VTubers that I had seen after I discovered Hololive. But I did find myself caring less about wanting to watch her content once I found out, and she had announced that, she she was in a relationship, and I don't remember whether or not they ever did get married, or not. I don't remember, because I just eventually stopped watching her completely. But I can understand where people as a whole, and even agencies, they would want to shy away from that kind of thing, because they want to avoid having people become disinterested in who they're watching, because of, like, the biggest example is like, if the talent is naturally flirty with their audience, um, and I say flirty as not as in like, giving you the real girlfriend experience. I'm talking about like flirty as in, um, maybe, being a little suggestive, showering their audience with love and attention and that kind of thing. Um, but in the back of your mind, you're that guy, you're a guy that's saying, you're never gonna be that guy that she goes home to, or that, when she's not in front of the camera, she's not thinking about her audience anymore because she's thinking about the guy that she's with. I can see where companies, especially if they're trying to cater to a single guy and a single young guy, would try to avoid them having those types of thoughts, because, well, unless you start doing your research on the people who are behind the camera, that's not what they're thinking about. All they're thinking about is, wow, so and so is like a really, really, flirty with their audience tonight. Um, that person made me feel loved and welcomed, and so on and so forth. I was able to walk away from that stream feeling, feeling pretty good. Like Noelle, for a perfect example. She's not like, she doesn't do the real girlfriend experience. However, she does, do kind of like the older sister, kind of doting on her audience, and a lot of her audience, tends to walk away with that feeling of, she spoiled me tonight. That's the kind of feeling that you walk away from, and it's not like, well, I know this is fake. I know she's just doing it as a job or for money, and as soon as she turns off that camera, there's a guy that she's going to spend the rest of the night with, or the entire day with. If you know that, that they're going to log off and they're going to be with another guy, as a young single person, especially, between 18 to 25, most guys are thinking with their hormones, whether they want to admit it or not. Not every guy, but most guys. When you're like 25 to 40, 45, 42, somewhere around there, you start kind of growing up out of that a little bit more, and you start, recognizing that there's more to a girl than just, boing boing and so on and so forth. But most guys think with their hormones. That's just the way it is. Trauma of non-hall life. How I remember, I thought Shigona Yu was a Hall Life talent. I was wondering why I didn't see her in Minecraft event. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I mean that, and that's kind of that's just it. You want to have that positive experience, and the way of thinking that Japanese companies tend to do is, if you forbid the act in the first place, or you forbid the potential exposure in the first place by hiring single girls, hiring them and locking them down with a non-disclosure agreement. You give them extreme rules or very restrictive rules that should, in theory, for prevent those incidents from happening. But that's not the truth. That's not how it works. I mean, if you look at well, any number of VTubers out there that have been caught in controversy because of either a relationship in their personal life or having previous baggage that they brought in or that they ended up having. You're gonna make your entire audience start to doubt what exactly they're being presented, and you don't want to start you don't want to you don't want to introduce doubt into your audience when you're trying to create a not an illusion, but you're trying to create an environment, and you're trying to create a certain atmosphere where they forget about that kind of stuff, I saw Pico Mama and I was like, wow, that is on a complete different level. But hey, who knows? I mean, maybe Pico Mama will allow a maybe she can pioneer the ability to maybe introduce more mature people into the VTuber universe, where it would become more mainstream. That being said, I have heard some rumblings that a couple of the male VTubers and Hollow Stars are in their mid 30s or lower to mid 30s. I don't know if it's actually true or not, but I have heard rumblings of at least one of them, and also in Niji Sanji as well. So I think it would be very interesting to and also very reassuring that were that to be the case, perhaps they can just make enough room for people of that age and mainstream culture, VTuber culture, to have a place there in front of people, instead of people having the stereotype of you can't be older than blank to be a VTuber. But I'm hoping this English idol startup succeeds. Like I said, they have several Spanish speaking VTubers now, which I think it is great, because I have not seen anybody really break into the English demographic, or the Spanish demographic, until now. And they all sound great, and they don't just speak Spanish. They speak English and Spanish in their streams. So I mean they're doing and they're hiring for a talent manager as well. uh, hey, look at that, fully remote, full time, flexible schedule. They have really expanded their reach. Yeah, there's like 5 of them in their Spanish division, which I think is awesome. And I hope they do really well, because if they're able to take off, and I mean they've debuted so many so in such a short amount of time. um I'm impressed that I haven't looked into uh the person that runs their group, but I mean they put a lot of work into their agency. So think of it in the future if Piccolo daughter became a VTuber. Hey, I I I would find it very interesting to have like a multi generation like that. Have a mother, daughter, and then daughter's daughter. that would be pretty cool. Um, let's see let's look in the about here, cause this guy here, he's the founder of he's the CEO of the company. And I find this statement really interesting. Transparency is at the core of our values at Idol, ensuring that we maintain open lines of communication between our team, our talent, and our audience. We believe that being honest and accountable, we can create a strong foundation of trust that enables our community to thrive. And I find that statement here to be very hopefully it's very telling of how he actually wants to run this agency, because it and hopefully there aren't any major incidents that where they have to test that transparency. But I do think that he has been very open on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it. He was the one that actually answered the question about people who are debuting with their own personally owned IP. They asked him, well, what happens if they graduate? And he said they walk out with what they came in with. They walk in as that as that name and that image, and they walk out with it. That's the way it is. So yeah, there's a couple of them in the agency that I I have seen pop into my feed, either on YouTube or otherwise. You can there's a lot of looks in these models that you can kind of see that they were inspired by previous people who are popular that look like similar to that. But I, it at least looks like they have tried to be unique in some aspect with how the talent looks. you're of course always gonna have people look at certain models or in certain designs, and they're gonna go, man, they look awfully close to so and so, right? But there's the distinct possibility that the person that designed the model, or designed their look to begin with, is probably the same person that made somebody else. you know there's Hoshino, that the Japanese VTuber that used to be like a little sister to me. I mean, her model was designed by the same person that designed Subaru, and she was always very self-conscious of that, because she, if anything, she was afraid that any controversy or any incidents that may involve her would reflect badly on her mama. And I'm like, and for me, I'm like, well, she's designed lots of other people as well. She likely doesn't anticipate you getting into trouble, but the more people you do work for, the more people that the more you expose yourself to that possibility that somebody may be involved in something and your name gets brought up. But I mean, that's part of the risk of being putting yourself out in public to be a publicly commissioned person. Yeah, I thought that too. There's a you can see where a lot of inspiration came from, and it's not a bad thing. I mean, in all honesty, I'm sure on some level, at some point, somebody will say that somebody's inspiration came from somebody else, and they're like, yeah, you're right. It doesn't make it a bad thing. So, but I am I haven't watched a lot of their content, but I have tuned into their content here and there. And one of the good things about them, believe it or not, and this is my personal opinion, is that they fill in a gap within a time frame window for me where I have not ever been able to find anybody to like follow or listen to or watch or anything like that. And it has frustrated me to no end, where I mean, I was actually starting to catch up on my backlog of anime off of Crunchyroll because I just had nothing to do during that time frame, and I'm like, man, I want to at least be able to do something that feels like I'm doing something with my time and not just idling doing nothing, and but once I started seeing them put out more talent, I've been trying to watch their content and see how they conduct themselves and whatnot. But yeah, that's kind of what my thoughts are on that, anyways. And I know I haven't even talked about the game yet, but one final thing in closing with before I turn back to the game that I was playing today. I have I have seriously considered putting in an application and just kind of pitching my idea to, you know, to any color. But at the same time, I've also been, non so nonchalantly looking at possibly investing in stock in one of two companies. So I'm not sure how that's gonna work. But and if I do, I do. If I don't, I don't. I mean, I think it would be fun to at least, look at, at saying at some point, yeah, I own, I'm a stockholder of that company, you know. But I mean, I just for the fun, just for not even if it not even for the lulz, just so I can say it at some point, But yeah, I wanted to give Puppet Master a good run just to see how it how it was. I do think there's work that needs to be involved on it still, but I know that the developer has spent a good amount of time working on it, so hopefully they continue to improve on the game. But I wanted to try it out just to try it out. I had it in my queue, and I wanted to put time aside just to try to have fun with it. Later on this week, towards the weekend, I am looking at streaming a couple other things. I've been wanting to replay Danganronpa, simply because it's been a while since I've done that visual novel, but I did have a procedure done on my tongue today, and that's another reason why I didn't go too much longer than I did, because it's, believe it or not, it's very hard to talk because it does hurt. So I do want to at least give my mouth a rest for a day, and hopefully it'll feel better for Thursday. But yeah, there's a lot of art stuff I wanted to kind of just chat and catch up with on a stream anyways. So I'm probably looking at Thursday or Friday to stream something at that point, assuming that my tongue feels a lot better. Then I had them remove I bit. Don't ever bite your tongue. Don't ever bite your tongue. 'Cause I bit my tongue about a year ago, and and it healed really really kind of funny, and I developed this tissue buildup on my tongue that turned into kind of like a bulge type of buildup, and it measured out to about close to 4 millimeters in size when what they removed, and all that because I bit my tongue, and it was severe enough to where my tongue, it didn't just scab over or anything like that. It actually regenerated way too much tissue for that area, and I had a doctor take a look at it today, and they're like, yeah, we should really remove that, and he's like, I don't have any fear of it actually being cancerous, but we should remove it and just run it through a lab just to be safe. And I'm like, oh, okay. So yeah, they removed a good chunk out of my tongue, and it's been really hard to talk. So but anyways, we'll look at catching up later on towards the end of the week here. I'll post on the community tab and on X what I end up doing. So Umberto and CJC, thank you so much for dropping in. And I wasn't expecting a lot of people to show up for this anyways, but I did, like I said, I did want to try it. So I'm glad I did. So thank you too for dropping in, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and sign off for tonight. So have a good morning, afternoon, or evening, whatever the case may be for you guys. Until next time, this is Marko Yamashita signing off. Peace.
I won't stop. I'm